Hi everyone, welcome to Computer Science 2. I'm Debbie Sorrentino, the instructor for this class. Many of you have had me for Computer Science 1, either online last semester or possibly in the classroom last semester. So if you liked CPS 120, you're going to like CPS 130 because it's a lot more coding. We get into some pretty advanced topics. If you weren't a big fan of CPS 120 or you didn't do so well in 120, I did put some resources out here. And so you can see here to go to W3 Schools. They have a lot of good interactive information on C++, or you can access our Revel textbook and go through chapter 6, which was the chapter on functions. To take this course, you really need to understand input, cout, cin, assignment statements, if statements, switch, for loops, while loop, do while loops, functions, value returning functions, void functions, value and reference parameters. We will be doing on our first module a short review of functions, but then we're going to be moving on to new material. So if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. All right, I'm going to go just kind of go through a little bit of our course and what you need to know. This is our home page. And there will always be announcements here. I make a couple of announcements per week. This only shows the first line, but if you click on it, it will bring you to the full announcement and all the announcements if there's more than one. And you can also click over here on course announcements to see all of them as well. The rest of the information that's on the home page is pretty standard information that NCCC posts in all their online courses about starfish and study strategies and resources. And I did provide a link where you can log into your T-Wolves. So that brings me to the first thing that I'd like to stress that's important is checking your email for online courses. I would say 3 to 4 times a week at the minimum. When I post announcements, I'll send them to your email, so you'll get reminders of due dates and things like that. Also, if I need to contact you regarding a project or any other type of issue, I'm going to use email, so I need you to be checking your email frequently. Over here, this is our course menu on the left-hand side. I just showed you the home page. There is a little start here link, and you can just read this through. It tells you how to get to the online student learning orientation. If you're new to Blackboard, I'm not sure if anybody is. And then it just tells you, the next thing you need to do is go to the course information link. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. And there's more information here as well. And then it says 3 times a week, preferably more, check the announcements, check your email, and check your course calendar. So I'm going to go into the course information link. This is just a welcome you can read. This is the video that you're watching now. First thing that we see here is our course syllabus, and some of this stuff is hidden from you, so let me fix that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go through the course syllabus. My contact information, I appreciate it if you email me through the send email link in Blackboard. It's a little easier for me because it identifies your name and the class you're emailing from. Our textbook, we're using the same Revel textbook, but we will be going through the later chapters. If you had it last semester, then the code is good for 1 year, so you'll just be able to access the book without purchasing anything. If that's not the case, you can email me and we will figure out what you need to do. Software. I'm going to be using Visual Studio as a compiler for this class. For those of you that are taking Visual Basic, we're going to be using the same compiler for both courses. I know some of you are enrolled in both courses. You can still use Dev C++ for this course, but Visual Studio is a more sophisticated compiler and it gives you way better error checking, syntax errors when you're typing your code. I think some of you will really like it. You have to make a project to put your source code in, and sometimes that can be an issue for beginning programming students, and that's why we start with Dev C++. On the left-hand side, and when we get to the first learning module, I'll talk more about the compilers. You'll see that I have a link for Visual Studio Dev C++ that we used last semester, and some students have been using this online compiler called Replit. I had a student in my 130 class last semester that used it, and so maybe for students, if you have a Mac, that might be a little bit easier for you than downloading and using something like Xcode. All right, so a lot of this I'm going to let you read, the course description, the student learning outcomes. You need to have successfully completed Computer Science 1 to be in this course. And you can read a little bit more about online courses and attendance. Your grade is going to be based 10% on discussions, and the discussions are not accepted late. 35% on quizzes. They must be taken on the dates they're scheduled. Quizzes will be open for 2 days, and there will be a final quiz that's worth 2 quiz grades. The assignments, Revel and any other assignments, they are not accepted late. They're worth 20%, and the projects will be worth 5% of your grade. Projects are the only thing that are accepted late, 5% per weekday. And 1 week after the due date, they are no longer accepted. This is really important information on late work. If anybody happened to have Mr. Topolsky last semester, he tends to let everybody turn things in when they want. It's important to note that I am not Mr. Topolsky, and that is my policy. I don't think it helps you at all to stay up with complicated material unless you're working on the material while we're covering it in class. That's my personal opinion. The other thing, okay, sorry about that noise. I'm just going to say one thing about late work. You guys kind of get yourself in a bind. You have a due date and then you start working on that due date. That is not going to fly in this course. You need to start work on the material early so you understand the material, so then you can work on the project, and then you can ask for help if you need help. So the other thing that I'd like to say is, if you wait till the end, something comes up. You get sick, you have family emergency, all kinds of things. Just do yourself a favor and start early so you can be successful in this course. Also, if something does come up, if you get sick, one of your family members gets sick, whatever the case might be, you notify me immediately. If I just don't hear from you for 3 weeks and then you pop back in and say, hey, what can I do? The answer is probably going to be nothing. So I need to know immediately if you have any situation that is going to prevent you from doing work. It's as simple as sending me a 30-second email to notify me what's going on. Okay, final grade scale is here. You can read through all of this, what's expected from you and what you can expect from me. What to do, have a plan if you have a technical problem. If you wait until 11 p.m. when something's due at 11:59 and then it doesn't get submitted because you have a problem with your internet or your computer, that really is a problem. You have to have a backup plan so these things don't happen. The rest of this information is additional syllabus information that from NCCC regarding accessibility services. If anybody needs any accessibility services, I'm happy to provide those. You can register with accessibility services. The information is here, and then let me know. Information on computer usage, Blackboard, cheating and plagiarism, Starfish, the Academic Center for Excellence, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, health and wellness in the library. Okay, so that's our syllabus, and I'm just going to come back here to the course information link. There was some confusion with everybody moving online, so the syllabus is here. It's also on the course menu. Our course schedule is here, and it's also on the course menu. So you can easily access it from both places. I'm just going to open this up. Oops, sorry, wrong one. I'm going to open up this one. This is the official course schedule, so make sure that you are following this. I am going to try to update the calendar to have all this information on it as well. Sometimes the calendar doesn't get updated until like when I open a new module, I'll make sure this calendar here is updated. Discussion posts and assignments are due on Fridays. If there's a two-part assignment, the second part will be due on Saturday. Discussion responses and projects are due on Tuesday, and quizzes are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Here you'll see the first module, function review. There's a discussion, an assignment, a project. This means the discussion and the assignment are due on the 25th and the project is due on the 26th. You'll see a little star here. I didn't want to make these due Friday because it's kind of a short turnaround time in the first module, but these days are pretty accurate for the rest of the semester. Okay, back to our course information. My office hours are here. I will be on campus on Mondays beginning February 1st, so I'll be in my office on Mondays, and I have Zoom office hours on Wednesday. You can join them here. I also have a link to them over here on the course menu. If you join my office hour and you're in a waiting room, please wait. I'll probably be working with another student. There's two things you have to complete: the academic integrity assignment that's required by Niagara County Community College for all online courses, and the policy on cheating and plagiarism, which is required by me. I'm going to take a minute to talk a little bit about cheating and plagiarism. I had a lot of issues with cheating last semester. Primarily, a lot of the issues involve students using Chegg tutors who then posted the project online when they were done, and then several students would all copy it. It's very easy for me to tell when you're cheating. So in the first project, you'll find some rules and regulations this semester. And basically the rules and regulations will be that any assistance you get on these projects will be provided by me or by one of the NCCC tutors. I have two tutors, Matt and Vince. They're available about 40 hours per week. So between their 40 hours and me, you don't need to go elsewhere. Anything that is determined to be completed by anyone other than yourself, and I'm looking for it, and it's easy for me to identify, you will automatically get a grade of 0 as per this policy. Okay, next steps. You can read through the next steps and what to do, which basically will tell you to move on to the learning modules. And this is where our content will be. It's not there now. The first module will open on the first day of classes, which is Tuesday the 19th. What is here now is the link to our textbook. So if you have some free time, check out that link. Make sure that you can get it working. You shouldn't have to pay, and if you have a question or if there's a problem, just send me an email. So you can check that out. Again, this is our calendar, and I will populate it, maybe not for the whole semester, but module by module as they open. Remember, the full schedule is here. Here's where you can send me an email. I'll talk more about the compilers in the first module, and then we just have some NCCC resources and help. This is the link, the NCCC ACE tutoring services. You can click on here and you can get an appointment with an NCCC tutor. Any student that had me for CPS 120 online can tell you that if you send me your code, if you have a problem, start your code, send it to me, I'll make you a video and send it back to help you get further along. I do that all the time, and that is how I would like you to seek assistance, either that way or with through the tutors in ACE. This is a link to my YouTube channel with my programming tutorials, my office hours, just some other help if you need it for Blackboard, SUNY Online, or NCCC Online Learning. Okay, I think that's everything that you need to know for now. Don't hesitate ever to send me an email, very responsive to email. The longest you'll wait during the week is probably 24 hours, and it's often a lot sooner. Weekends can be hit or miss. If I'm busy on a weekend, I might not get to my email. If I'm checking in on email, I'll always respond to my students. Okay, that's it. Any questions or concerns, let me know. Otherwise, have a great semester.